What's up, everyone? Welcome back once again to Swanky Disc Golf. Today we are going to be counting down our favorite discs from Discmania, what myself and Reed, who's joining me for the show today, think is the absolute best Discmania discs. We are very long time Discmania fans. We've been Discmania fans since the start of our disc golf journeys. This channel was very much so founded on opening Discmania mystery boxes and playing with Discmania discs. So we're very excited for this video. Before we jump into it though, of course, don't forget to subscribe. We put out new content every single week. If you like the video, be sure to leave us a like and comment down below what your favorite Discmania disc is, what disc should have made the list. And we also want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Disc Golf Deals USA. If you guys are like us and you're addicted to disc golf and you're looking for new discs, the best place to go is Disc Golf Deals USA. You can go to Disc Golf Deals USA/Swanky Disc Golf to get 10% off. They have absolutely the best deals on the internet. They have fast shipping, they're a US-based company, and they have really incredible inventory. They have all of the best new discs, they have all of the best new drops that are coming out, pre-orders, stuff like that. Really, really sweet company. They've supported our channel, and you can support our channel and get yourself some disc golf discs if you go to our link in the description, discgolfdealsusa.com/Swanky Disc Golf, 10% off. Huge shout out to them. We've been loving working with them. They have such an incredible selection. Seriously, cannot recommend them enough. And now let's jump into it. The way that Reed and I are going to do this, because we find this to be a more fun way of breaking down the videos, we're going to draft today. We're each going to draft 5. We can't pick the same disc, so if you don't know what we mean by draft, imagine like the NBA draft, the NFL draft, where Reed's going to pick a disc as his number 1 most favorite disc, and then I can't pick that disc when it comes over to my number 2. That's just like the way it goes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think that's the best way to do it because we probably have similar discs, similar favorite discs anyways, and this is going to force us to get outside of our normal molds. What do you say, Reed? Are you ready to go?
I am ready. I do have one clarifying question. Are we drafting old school molds or just active, current, can purchase Discmania molds?
That's tough. I would include out of production molds as long as they're still readily available. Okay. I don't have one off the top of my head for Discmania. But things like like we see Casaplast molds come in and out all the time, but the discs are still they're everywhere. So with Discmania, like maybe don't say the Night Strike, but you could say the FD. You know?
Yeah, there's a couple of discs from the old Innova line that they don't make anymore. We won't include those because they are certainly not readily available. So we'll just do readily available.
And I guess they have this whole thing where they've recreated all of their molds. So I wouldn't say, I think if you're saying a mold that's been recreated, you can't be like the old MD5.
The old one.
The old DD2.
Right.
Because that's kind of pointless for our sake. But that's a good clarifying question.
Yeah, got to get that out of the way.
Let's get into it. I'll give you the first pick. You can go ahead.
Wow, that is huge. I feel I
feel like Discmania has so many good ones, though, that, I mean, you might pick the FD, but even then, like, there are so many discs that compete with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good molds here. There's like 3 or 4 different 101s. I don't think that there's like a steep drop off after the first pick. I am gonna pick the FD at the number 1 spot because of the Night Strike, as well as just like the history that I have with that disc. It's like one of the longest standing discs in my bag. It's such a staple in all of disc golf's fairway lineups, not just the Discmania lineup. It's like, you know, it has defined that straight to slightly overstable, like that baby T-Bird almost type of disc that just goes straight forever and is so controllable. The newer FDs, they when they first came out with the new FD in the C-line plastic, they were a little more overstable, but since that release, they've come out with lots of new FDs that have been definitely a little straighter. The S-lines and the swirly S-lines are a little straighter, kind of like the old school ones were. Yeah. So the FD is like right back into form as one of the best fairway drivers on the market. Gotta be my number one for sure.
Yeah, the FD is one that's hard to separate the old and the new because the old one really popularized it. I think it was one of the most well-known, like amateur-friendly fairway drivers of the day, and still today. I think Discmania, it doesn't have Simon Lizotte and Eagle McMahon in their prime, like leading the charge for marketing their discs. But the FD is definitely, for a long time, the favorite disc. It is different now. It feels different, flies a little different. 7601 are the numbers. Still super straight, super glidey, absolutely incredible disc. I think it is probably the most obvious, like, standout answer for number one. I think that's a good pick. If you've never tried an FD, I would definitely recommend it. Super glidey. You can get so much straight flying distance out of it. And as amateurs, it's difficult to throw a driver and not still have it like finish to the left or the right. But this is pretty close. You can, if you really rip on this thing, it's going to go very, very straight for a long time. Super sick disc. Good pick. And then you get a beat in, and they're just like fairway machines.
Oh, they're
awesome.
So good beat in, yeah. Oh, the FD.
Yes, that's a great pick. I'm trying to figure out whether to go personal bias or objective pick here, because there's a few. I want to say, I feel like the other disc that they're the most known for is the DD3, but the DD3 really is just so similar to the Destroyer. I think it's more different now than it was, obviously, because it literally used to be a Destroyer when it was first created. They were embossed Destroyer and just just branded by Discmania. Now they are a little bit different, and they are, I think, like the if not the Destroyer, the second best is the DD3 for that overstable distance driver slot. But it's and I love the DD3. I guess I could also, Cloudbreaker is a mold.
Yep, could go.
And they do still sell the Cloudbreaker, and that's like the popular one. But it's realistically just a slightly beat-in DD3, depending on the plastic. Then you have my personal favorites that I could go with, which there's several there. I might go with the Cloudbreaker.
There's a lot
because it's the most iconic.
It's so funny because it's like I don't even know if. Yeah, like there's some really good discs that
we
just
should have
won't
drafted the top
today.
10 probably. I know, yeah. I'm going to say the Cloudbreaker over the DD3 because of, I mean, partially this is a list that we're trying to talk about good discs that if you've never tried, you should pick up. The iconicness of the Cloudbreaker. I feel like the Cloudbreaker was one of those early molds that saw a secondary market out of Discmania, where it was like they would sell out instantly, and then you would go online and people were selling Cloudbreaker 2s or Cloudbreaker 3s for like over $100. Absolutely insane. And they are really good. As somebody who is an amateur and can't throw super, super far, I still have this Cloudbreaker 2 that I threw for a long time, and I loved it. I could get a decent amount of distance for my own arm speed out of it. Super comfortable. It's a lot like a really beat-in Destroyer. Really incredible disc if you can get your hands on one. And they still drop them. They now have Gannon Burr Cloudbreakers. It's a cool mold. It's very, very similar to the Destroyer, but for the iconicness, we'll go with the Cloudbreaker.
Good pick.
I still have a Cloudbreaker 2 in my bag to this day.
To this day, yeah, the Cloudbreaker's fantastic.
To this day.
Mold. Yep, to the day. Yeah, great pick. I mean, an iconic driver for them. Started out as a rebrand for Eagle McMahon, and then became its own thing for him. And now, as Eagle has moved on, it has remained in their lineup, but it's still like a staple there. Great disc. Are we flexing, or are you double picking here, or are we just going back to me?
I think we just go back to you. There's so many discs, I'm not too worried about it. Even with the FD, I don't know if I would have picked it as my number one, even though it probably is the number one.
I legitimately love Discmania so much. I think all five of my discs
they're all so good.
are going to be like top tier some of the best molds that I've ever thrown, all 5 discs.
There's at least 10 discs that are top tiers.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah, so the next pick for me is tough because I have an easy answer as the next disc that I think is my next favorite for Discmania molds. However, it happens to be a very similar slot to the FD. It's not the same slot, but it is a fairway. I'm going to go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm going to take it. It's my favorite understable fairway driver of all time. It's going to be the Discmania Essence. Could not let it slip past my second pick. That would just be embarrassing for me with how much I talk about the Essence. But it's one of the only discs for a long time that I think everybody in Swanky was bagging. We all love the Essence. Fantastic, understable control fairway driver. Great for learning rollers, especially if you get it in the right plastic. It beats to very understable. But then some of them more like, what is the Evolution lines? Neoplastic. The neoplastic ones are definitely not like roller understable, but still very controllable, very good beginner disc. And as you grow with the Essence, you'll be able to do all kinds of fun things with it. It's such a good understable disc, and that black one from the OG Discmania mystery boxes has been in my bag for like 5 years now or something crazy. So it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, no, Essence is a great pick. I have beef with sometimes picking up an Essence and it being overstable. Like
definitely, that is an issue with some of the Neo ones. They can just be
specifically
overstable
like
out of the
pink
box.
Neo Essence is just straight up overstable. But when you get yourself the nice actual 8.6 -2.1 Essence, you will not be happier with a disc. Especially, tearing up some woods courses, some fairways, some longer shot shaping holes that you have to play. Love the Essence, and that's a great pick. And it probably, right up there with the FD. I like it more than the FD, I would say, but the FD is definitely more popular. Those are two great starting picks. This is really tough because there's so many good ones, and like I said, I'm caught between my favorites and the actual favorites. The Cloudbreaker is probably one of my favorites, but my other favorites I feel like are more low-key. Oh, but then there's also, I might go newer, and I might, I don't know. I don't feel like that one's going to get picked, although maybe it will.
You got to play the draft game.
I'm going to pick the MD1.
Oh, good snipe. That was my next pick.
Which is like, the MD1, this one is probably not as famous anymore. When the Mindbender came out, the Simon Lizotte Mindbender, which was a special plastic MD1, people were crazy about them, and the few people that actually were able to get a hold of Mindbenders realized how incredible this disc is. 5600, competes really well with something like a Mako 3, but such a beautiful disc, very seamless hand feel, super comfy, flew super straight. I feel like maybe more understable. I feel like we were getting a little bit of -1 turn out of it.
For sure.
But really, really loved the MD1. Lesser known, but definitely I think one of their best discs ever. But we say that all the time, is that a lot of people overlook the Buzz SS because they pick up the Buzz. A lot of people overlook the MD1 because they pick up the MD3 as the most popular mid-range. The MD1 is so good. Such an incredible disc. You should definitely try it if you've never tried it before. Feels incredible.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Simon Lizotte and the Mindbender for shining the spotlight on it, like you said. But also, I just feel like the popularity of the MD1 has not died down too much. I think that there's still a real market for the MD1. It's definitely up there now in popularity with the MD3 as a yin and yang type of hex and reactor type of pairing. Although in the Axiom MVP lineup, the hex is the big brother these days. I still think the MD1 is probably the little brother, but definitely my favorite mid-range in the Discmania lineup. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, because you have I feel like the Origin equates more to the hex, And then you have the MD3 is more like a Buzz, and then the MD1 is like Buzz SS kind of deal. I mean, it's the same. We actually have, I think, a video on the channel where we compare it to a Mako 3, and they compare very, very well.
Yeah,
they're very similar discs. I love the plastic on the Mind Bender, though, was so good. It was like a metal flake, which is what we have to call it instead of sparkles, because it's not very manly to call it sparkles. Metal flake. Plastic is so good. Yeah, incredible disc. Move on to your number 3. Are we already on number 3? Wow.
Yeah, we're on number 3. The MD1 is also like one of the most comfortable discs to hold. Like when you compare it to a Mako 3, I feel like the MD1 was so comfortable. Anyway, I'll move on.
Yeah.
Great disc. That would have been my 3rd pick, but because you take it, I will take the disc that I think if Josiah was on today, he would have taken with his 101.
Yeah.
And I'll take the Origin. You just talked about it. If I have to get a mid-range, and for me, the MD1 and the Origin are like they're like right there next to each other. I prefer the MD1 hand feel, although I really feel like the flights are very similar. And you can do a lot of the same things with both the discs. It's going to be a hand feel thing, and then you'll play around with the flights, but a lot of the time you're going to get an MD1 and an Origin doing a lot of the same things, in my opinion. But the Origin is fantastic. It's my second Evolution line disc. I love the Neo plastic, especially on the Origin. It just feels so solid. And I feel like the Origin is one that you can buy and have a consistent flight with out of the box for like a pretty long time. I don't think it's one of those that's like, oh, you got to beat it in and then it's perfect. It's like the Origin like very just much so like keeps flying, like it starts flying. It's like it's so nice to have a disc like that you can learn and then you don't have to relearn it after you beat it in. It's just so nice. So love the Origin.
I think we actually talked about it in our last video because we talked about best discs for intermediate players to try. The Origin 5.5 -1.1. The Buzz has 5.4 -1.1, I believe it is. But we often talk about how it flies like really like 0.2 almost, or -1.2. It flies very much more overstable than -1.1 out of the box for pretty much everyone. That's like maybe some different cases, but the Origin genuinely has like that -1 turn right out of the box. You can shot shape with it. You can flip it up a little bit. Super, super nice. And I feel like House of Discs is like a bigger company, but they stay pretty consistent to their quality control. The Origin, super good. Great pick.
Yep, had to do it. All right, what's your number 3?
Yeah. No, we did just talk about it in the last video, and it's great. My number 3, this is tough. This is where I also kind of want to go with personal favorite, and I think I will submit now actually to my personal favorite, and that is the Instinct, the Discmania.
Let's
Instinct.
go. Evolution line is showing out right now.
I know. The Evolution line is phenomenal.
So good.
The Instinct 7502 was my favorite 7502 disc forever up until I threw the Cookie, and I go back and forth in my mind every day over whether I should put a Cookie in my bag or put the Instinct in my bag. The Cookie has a much more wonderful hand feel is how I would describe it. The very smooth rim. It's so sick. The Instinct flight that I get, I just love, especially if you can find those old Royal Rage 2s, the Vapor Enigmas, any Vapor Enigma, or Vapor Instinct. So incredible. Man, absolutely my favorite 7502 disc on the planet. Just the most seamless hand feel. Like when I think of a disc golf disc that I want it to fly straight and then fade out to the left, that's what comes to mind. I throw it more than basically any other disc in my bag. I also talked about that in the last video about just how incredible 7502 discs are. I probably am beating the dead horse. So the Instinct is, I think, my favorite Discmania disc. It's not the most popular because you have so many other 7502 discs out there, but the Originals line counterpart, the FD1, is a good bit more overstable than the Instinct. It flies. I don't know what to compare it to. Almost more like, I guess Athena's come out on the more overstable side of 7502 discs. Maybe the Athena is 7402 also. More overstable. The Instinct, money. One of the best like intermediate workhorse discs, I think. And obviously you can use them from beginner all the way up to professional. But as far as somebody who's going to be like really leaning into the disc on several different shot shapes, intermediate players can rejoice and grab the Instinct, and you're going to have a great time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the Instinct is a great disc. I remember when the Royal Rage came out, or the Royal Rage 2 came out, and everyone was a little bit disappointed because the Royal Rage 1s were FD2s, and they were disappointed because it was right when Innova was stopping production on Discmania, so they had to move it to the Instinct. So everyone was a little disappointed, and then you got your hands on them, and you're like, "Oh, brother, this Vapor, this Neo
so
Vapor plastic is so good." So yeah, shout out to the Evolution line for absolutely saving the day. I
still have one brand new one that I've never thrown before.
Dude, me too.
And I might put it in the bag.
Might have to. I have a couple brand new Discmania discs. I'm like, I don't know why I'm saving them for a rainy day or something. Like, I'm not gonna. I just need to. I don't know what to do here, Luke. I have like 6 more discs I want to pick, and I gotta get a couple of discs on
5 was maybe not enough.
I think I know which way I'm gonna go though. I think I'm gonna go with the DD1 at number 4 for me. This was
DD1.
The DD1 is right now it's probably my favorite distance driver from Discmania. There's a lot to choose from. There's the DD. I could have gone Enigma, which for a long time that would have been 3 originals picks in a row for me if I had gone Enigma. Or sorry, did I say originals? Evolution. But
Evolution line slaps.
It does, and the Enigma served me so well for many years, but the DD1 is that disc that a long time ago, one of my favorite discs was the CD3 from Discmania. They stopped making that.
Oh, yeah.
They have now moved that flight to the DD1, this 11.5 -1.2, which is essentially what the CD3 was as well. And it flies very similar, in my opinion. I loved the CD3. And this this DD1, I mean, they came out with the Horizon ones, and now they've got them in all different types. They've got them in C-Line, S-Line.
Was that the Skywalker, or was that something else?
The Skywalker was the FD1.
They came out with a Casey White,
right?
FD1.
The FD1, which is a unique mold that they just added in a couple years ago. But
it's the old FD2.
Yeah. The DD1's the 11.5 -1.2, and
yes, it was the Stratosphere.
That's the one, the
Horizon Stratosphere when they dropped it.
Yeah. And if you do want to get yourself a DD1 on Disc Golf Deals USA, they actually have a sick new Silas Schultz DD1, so you should go check that out if you're a Silas fan.
That's awesome. We love Silas Schultz.
Everybody loves Silas Schultz, so go check out the DD1. But yeah, it's a great disc. It flies kind of like a Wraith, and you know how I love the Wraith's flight. You know, you can get a lot of straight push and a little baby fade. I'm sorry, a little baby turn. Even right out of the box, you can get that. You can start to push the disc down the fairway at really good ways. And then on forehand, oh my gosh, they're so good on forehand for absolutely crushing. If you throw forehands flat and hard, you're going to get natural turn out of this disc. But it's always going to fight back, so it's going to be an absolute crusher forehand distance disc. So that's why I love the DD1. To me, it's the DD3 is too much. And then my Enigmas lately have been kind of not enough on the stability side. So the DD1 is that sweet spot in between. And it's so good.
Wow. Yeah, we've really come a long way, because the Enigma was definitely our clear favorite.
The Enigma could have been my 101
Discmania forever.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the Enigma would not have even been wouldn't have even been a thought. Absolutely number one. But it was because it was just that period of time where they were dropping vapor plastic discs, and we were like, we haven't seen a lot of plastic like this before. And now every company has that kind of, well, it's because every company is run by House of Discs, and they all have that
They
same
all have that
plastic
exact same plastic now.
when they put it on something, it's called Royal Grand Plastic, and it's incredible. Although Vapor might have been a little different. I don't know. It's like glossy, but grippy. So good.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
that same vibe. It's really good.
Yeah, same vibe. So good. My number 4 now. We're getting into it, and I might just go with the DD. That's what I'm going to go with.
I thought you might.
I freaking love the DD. It's so good. It's so beginner friendly. And by beginner friendly, I mean you're somebody who can throw distance drivers. So not beginner like it's your first time playing disc golf, but beginner like you're still learning how to play and you're learning how to throw distance drivers. And intermediate friendly, like for people who can't commit every single day to disc golf and practice and get your arm speed up, then it's perfect for you. But even, I mean, bigger arm speeds can throw rollers or just these crazy shots. It does. The numbers are 11, 6, -3, 2. So it does have a little bit of fade on it. You can really get full flights out of it just so well. We're talking about a lot of discs we talked about in the best discs of all time for amateurs, and it's because they're Discmania discs and they're incredible, and we love Discmania discs. But I'm going to say the DD is my number 4. And I have so many different options for number 5 that I'm feeling very comfortable.
Yes, you are comfortable in that slot for sure. All right, I'm moving on to number 5. The DD is super good. Of course, it's one of the more understable distance drivers in their lineup. But ever since we ran the DD for our tournament disc, or one of the tournament discs a while back, it has been a staple for us. I feel like it's definitely a very comfortable, and the S-Line plastic from Discmania is so good. It's such a good option for that disc slot, so it just becomes a top recommendation for us at the understable distance driver slot. Fantastic disc. I don't know how to round this list off. I feel that there's a couple of discs left that it would be criminal if they don't get drafted. But it's like I'm looking at these two of the most popular discs of all time in disc golf, neither of which have been drafted, and I don't want to draft either of them.
I have one of them in mind, but I don't know if I'm going to say it either.
All right. Well, I am going to go nuts here because with my 5th pick,
I mean, this is our list. Just pick whatever you want.
This is my list, guys. I'm not picking the disc that you guys want me to pick. I'm picking the Spore because I love the Spore. It's okay. Yeah. I understand it's kind of a copycat.
I almost picked it at number 1 just to be kind of like out there and crazy, but I was like, that's silly. I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
I mean, the Spore, it's. I understand that it came out after the glitch, so it's not like the most original thing of all time, but it did do something that the glitch didn't do.
It's different.
Which was make it in this softest plastic that it makes it so nice for catch before a round. Like I legitimately throw this with my brother-in-law on the beach. Like we were just throwing the Spore back and forth as a catch disc. No baskets in sight. It was just let's throw the Spore back and forth. We do it mid-round. We'll throw it around. Like we've talked about playing Ultimate with the Spore. It's like a totally game-changing type of like, and you could still actually throw it in your round. I feel like the glitch was made with soft plastic, but it's still not like catch disc worthy, right?
Yes, and I actually think the Spore is better with golf shots too. Personally, I mean, the glitch is unique in that it glides and it gets this absolutely crazy flight, but the Spore added a little bit of, like a tiny bit of stability that for me makes it easier to throw. It's got a bead on it. Absolutely. It's very comfy, and I feel like it's just slightly more comfortable for me personally to throw it and rely on it, because obviously the more understable the putter, the kind of more difficult it is to control. It's going to show you exactly what you're doing wrong. This one has just a tiny bit more stability where I like it for golf shots just a little bit more. It's a little bit more predictable, And like you said, that soft plastic that the original, I mean, I guess all of the spores now have that like soft neo plastic that you can get it in. And if you can find it in like the soft neo plastic or that OG Cloudstone is what it was in the mystery boxes, those things were so sweet. Super cool disc, super fun disc. The glitch was first, possibly better depending on what you like, but I love the spore. The spore is probably my favorite 1-speed, I think. I like the spore.
Yeah, it's a great one. A great option at the 1.7. Definitely my favorite over the glitch.
Yes. Now we're moving on to my number 5 pick, last pick. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. New videos every single week. We have a lot of fun projects we're working on for this upcoming year. And let us know what we missed. What's your favorite Discmania disc? There's literally so many, we missed all of them, basically. So let us know what your favorite is. There's a lot of newer ones, too, that I'm not as familiar with. I've never taken a drop out for a round. I haven't thrown really much of the Notion. I haven't thrown the Glacier. There's a lot of discs that I have not gotten familiar with that are newer. The Function I've used, but I haven't played with it much. There's a lot I'm just not as familiar with. And man, number 5, there's so many different directions you could go. You could go the MD5, so good. Probably one of the more popular overstable mid-ranges ever, like really overstable mid-ranges ever. Then you have things like, nobody said the DD3, but I like the Cloudbreaker better. The CD1, also so good.
Dude, I talked about the Vanguard, or I talked about it with myself. I thought about the Vanguard, man. The MD4 too. Those are great molds. Like, there's so many good ones.
But I think I'm gonna go with the P2. I'm gonna say the P2.
I thought you would.
Just because it's great, and it reminds me of the Sky God back in the day when we had Simon Lizotte pumping out just like the most highly sought after collector discs of all time.
Dude, the Sky Gods were so good.
Sky Gods were incredible.
Oh my gosh.
The P2 is probably one of the more comfortable throwing putters ever. Very similar to an AVR, but I don't know what the dimensions are off the top of my head. Slightly deeper feeling in my mind. Very slightly overstable. Perfect for ripping on as a putter. And as Simon Lizotte had shown, getting aces with them on short holes. Or long ones. Let's face it, Simon Lizotte, I think, threw a P2 over hole 18 at Waco, right? Was that a P2? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I think it was a Sky God.
I think it was a Sky God. There you go. That rounds out the case.
Sky God 3, if I remember.
I putted with P2s for a long time. Love P2s. It's got to make the list. I feel like it's also it's right up there. They have their lineup. They have like the P2, the MD1, the FD, the DD3 or whatever, and it's like some of the most iconic discs in the game. But the P2 is there, the pro putter. Super good. That's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Stay swanky.
Stay swanky, and RIP the MD3.
I know. I just am a buzz guy, so there's no point.